What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 4 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Count Noctilus Old World campaign. So as we saw last time, though there were some Zinch shenanigans, like our own explosive bats exploding our artillery, and the sneaky, tricksy way that the game fooled us into thinking that there were walls at the Seama, we were able to take said Seama and the Maelstrom itself away from the major Zinch faction here, which is by and large destroyed. Just gotta make sure that we take out this last army, who very well might attack us next turn, or maybe specifically Maddie here. We shall see. We are looking this episode to complete the conquest of the entirety of the Galleon's graveyard environs, and we'll be looking to go after the Darkness Daughters here, and then also proceed afterwards to gather these islands for ourselves. Bone Island and the island of Estragon here are definite targets. We will probably try to acquire basically every island. I definitely want this campaign to be sort of Scourge of the Seas type deal, rather than taking a big ol' empire. So these sort of isolated islands will be bases to sack, erase, raid, etc. the various coastlines, and we will forego, by and large, occupying settlements, with the possible exception of places that have nice landmarks. I'm still thinking about this one. It does seem like a very nice province with the landmark in the Elven colony there.
I strongly suggest you accede to any demand.
But we'll see. The Norskins probably won't like us anyway, so there's not much we can do about that, and they're friendly with Rekarf. At the same time, there are some Dark Elven units, like Corsairs, that would work nicely with our own units, so there's things to be considered. But anyway, all that aside, we'll get to it. For now, let's get to whatever it is we need to do this turn, which is, I believe, building, and ending said turn to hopefully wipe out the Zinchans for good. Let's go bullion coffers here, keep maxing that out. More cash after all. And then the same thing goes for the Buccaneers Tavern. Income from ports, and then income from ports out of you. Mathan's Locker, you are going to upgrade, let's say, Dead Pirate's Hamlet here. The Swag Sacks for more money from the meat pits, and another Midnight Gambling Den. We'll start with the Crumbling Castle here, I suppose. Dead Pirates Holdout, although at 3.6k it's a little bit steep. We're rapidly running out of cash. And the Sinister Henge, yeah, main settlement here as well. Alright, and I believe that's it, or at the very least that's pretty much everything we have enough money for at the current time, so and we won't be upgrading anything else at the time. Skip this, and I believe we're ready to end the turn, so let's see what the Zinchans do. While the turn is ending, once again we did manage to reach the engagement threshold, so this will be an hour adjacent episode, longer episode I should say, and the engagement threshold remains of 500 likes and 70 comments, and the next episode will be an hour adjacent longer episode as well. Fifth episode will be the first time we lower the engagement threshold, so we got to maintain that streak until then, so on and so forth. Anyway, let's see what we got here. There's also been some, I suppose, contention as to whether we should get a mod to get the Confederations going with the other Vampire Coast units. I'm still deciding on the matter. Aranessa, we will probably destroy. There's some lore friction there between these two, and it does kind of make sense. Plus, I think the biggest thing is I've already done Aranessa's campaign, and relatively recently, and in the old world at that, so I think that one makes the most sense. As to Silostra, actually, I don't know where Silostra is in the Old World. Is she in Norska? I think she's in Norska, unless I'm mistaken. And we know that Luther Harkin is down here, probably somewhere around the Mortis Delta, or just the Great Mortis River, rather, not necessarily specifically the Delta, but anyway. Well, I guess we'll try. Wait, Buccaneer Coast? Yeah, I think that's probably where they are. Or is it Badlands Coast? I swear I saw it say Buccaneer Coast, but it may be that my brain is... no, just Badlands Coast. We're gonna have to look down there, because if my brain just invented that, that would be pretty interesting. But anyway, all right, turns over. Looks like the Zinchans didn't attack, but they also didn't move, which means we're free to attack them. Technology researched, underworld sea travel time reduction, immunity to storm and reef attrition. We already didn't have that, and sea lanes duration -1 turn. Which is essentially the same thing, but okay. Curse of the Queen's Cannon, a right has expired, but it doesn't do really anything useful for us right now, at least not until we run into some enemy that we need the plus 50% range for, or the massive increase to casualty or punishment rate. Here, we're going to choose our first Legendary Admiral. We don't have enough infamy to get 2, and there are some very critical things that we need to get here, but I want the Disreputable Admiral up and running immediately because it has the recruitment cost reductions, as well as the access to ship building like all the other legendary admirals do, because we want to get that ship started. You... Oh, looks like you can't actually reach this one, I think. I mean, we'll give it a shot. Try to go right here and then out to sea. No dice? No dice. Alright, that's fine. We should be able to go there next turn. Airy or Noctilus? Now, the question with you two is this. So, Noctilus is probably going to be the only one that could recruit Rotting Leviathans at, you know, a reasonably quick time, although they are so expensive. 500 upkeep and 3.2k. No, I think we're going to have to wait on that one. It's a little bit steep, though. I was looking to get at least some more use out of the missile focus thing. Which includes all of our artillery as well. Though granted, once again, it's probably cheaper to raise that. But anyway, Ariane, Stand, and Noctilus. Noctilus, I think since there's nothing to build with your army, we will send you after this little army, which still has to be destroyed. They might not even run, so we shall see about that. And then Airy... Okay, so I'll resolve this for obvious reasons. Okay, and it's not killing the Altars of the Abyss by the looks of it. No, okay, we're good. And we will take the ransom captives cash. Alright, are you really still around? Okay. Have to chase down a little bit. Enemy killed in battle. A Black Pearl Falsa, another one of these, eh? Well, we'll give that to Maddie for now. Everybody should have one of these, I guess, even if it does put our lords in danger a little bit. Airy, your army is not complete because you are missing heroes, but we won't have capacity for any additional ones for possibly a decent bit of time. And I think we're going to start moving with you and start moving you towards these places. There are islands to conquer and, of course, these locations. Anyway, go this way. I guess that was the faster way to do it. Fine, fair enough. I'm just double checking there are no further islands here. And I guess we're stuck with the end turn, aren't we? Alright, let's see. Treasure Hunters. Now, you, I think, have gotten far enough away to possibly set up a... should be a castle here, right? And indeed there is. Alright, set up a cove 3.1k. Ooh, that's expensive, but it is what it is. We gotta get it on cooldown. And then, of course, we want to get the other one up and running as well. I also noticed, and while checking out diplomacy, that Nikari is the #1 strongest faction on the map. Look at this. Look at his balance of power. What the heck happened here? How... Damn, Nikari. You're doing good. Well, you're not gonna like our Pirate Coast, I guess, or Pirate Cove, because that's probably what we're gonna do to you. Assuming that he actually has a port, which I'm not entirely sure about. Well, I guess we'll find out. Anything else? Do we need to declare war this turn? No, we got 3 turns until we gotta activate this, though. Admittedly, we have started moving. Yeah, but if there's nobody here to defend against these guys, then they might attack us with a full stack, and it's probably better not to risk that, right? I think I'm right. Anyway, let's do building upgrades, and then let's go end turn while we chase down the Zinchans and keep going through our text to get our first Legendary Admiral. We don't really need to upgrade anything here. Oh, I just had an idea. Wait. Okay, yeah, we can build some bombers instead of the handgunners for Maddie, because she's not, I mean, she's going to be our fire army, so she doesn't need those guys. But the bombers will combine nicely with what we have here. We don't need to build anything in the tier 4s unless I'm mistaken, because there isn't really any good things that we absolutely need. The main things that we want are the pirate fortresses, but I remember complaining a little bit about this in the Aranessa campaign when we did it recently. It's that the military structures, with the exception of the Admiral's Mausoleum for the Vampire Coast, don't really do anything. They're mostly useless, and yes, they do provide some capacities, but in fact they're mostly a detriment due to the construction time increase and whatnot that they offer. Otherwise, there is no real reason to build them, because unlike other factions, they don't actually have capacities for heroes. So, Pretty much the solo islands are the ones that are going to have these things, and whatever capacities we will generally need. But anyway, we'll ignore that, keep the money as it is, because we're just looking for econ stuff. I guess we can upgrade the... Yeah, get the Deckhand's Boneyard. The thing is, this is still going to be a military province by and large, so yeah. Anyway, skip, and... Just to double check, I did do the right admiral. Disreputable admiral, yes, recruitment costs. Alright, so that's the one we're doing. Let's end the turn again. Alrighty, there it is. Trusty Montfort is up and running, though most likely I'm going to rename the legendary admirals because these guys already have names, and, well, we can borrow those. Just out of curiosity, Noctilus, you don't raise them at a higher level, do you? No. So we can raise the legendary admiral here freely, like this. You're fairly expensive, but we gotta get you on field immediately. Alright, and then get into the SEMA and stay there. For now, though we will reset you, we're going to give you... the binded to service thing, because you're going to serve as a recruiter general. And this is in fact going to be sort of, this legendary admiral is going to serve as something of like a supply ship. He will be the first legendary general that will be completed, and he'll have the full sort of complement of military structures, which allow him to essentially support the other armies by giving them units until they're maxed out and allow them to do their thing. Though I'm thinking that the ones without ships of their own, since they're not self-sufficient, will be going northward to take Albion for us, because it's a nice big island, as somebody suggested before. So yeah, you are good as you are. I assume that there's no ancillaries that do anything for us recruitment-wise. Leadership, hold banner, militia. Oh, I gotta give that to Noctilus. I just remembered. And let's see, ship's carpenter, ship's necromancer, that's a yes. Aid McMaggot has one. Maybe after Noctilus recruit some, because you don't necessarily... Okay, well, we'll take a look at this in a second. Before I forget, rather than getting one of these, there's a couple of things here that we need. The construction time for all buildings reduction, and the Marines upkeep, because this includes both boarding crew and depth guard, and pretty much a lot of the expensive stuff that we're using right now, which is pretty considerable. Okay, this is Lord recruitment cost. I thought I saw that it was regular recruitment cost at 75% reduction. That would be insanity. Though I guess, I mean, vampires and all that. But anyway, let's see. Raise dead. We do have some cannons and stuff, but there's nothing too necessary. Let's have you wipe this little army out. Auto-resolve it again. Okay, now Alter the Abysses are still there. And ransom those captives. And you gotta be kidding me. Would you die? Would you please? What is this? Unicursal Ether Lurker. There we go. And now we don't have Treasury. Okay, we're not losing infamy for this. Treasury 80, that one was not worth it. You, I believe, cannot go to the SEMA, but I suppose it does depend on whether we want to stay here or not. I guess the question is this. We were going to... You know what? No more questions. Maddie, kill. Go here. Yeah, we're going to fight this. I know it's just a smaller fight, but it'll be probably a couple turns before we get another one, so why not? Just for fun. Alrighty, here we go, just a smaller Zinch fight to start the day, though I'm sure we'll have many more and greater fights as we go. And once again, damn do I love the Gallows Giant with its big old flamethrower cannon. What a fantastic looking unit, and I can't wait to see it in action once more. Anyway, we're going to start the day off by annoying the enemy with a little bit of artillery fire from our two Wraithstorm carronades. And the reason we have the Wraithstorm rather than the regular carronades in this army is because of the debuff, speed reduction, missile block chance, armor reduction, and giving more time for the corpse gas spewers to fire their, corpse gas spewers. And that's the plan anyway. And it looks like the enemy is going to hit us back. We fire artillery, and of course it's Zinch, so they have magical artillery of their own. Searing Doom comes down upon a unit of zombie pirate gunnery mobs and destroys, takes off about 60% for their HP. That's alright though, we'll simply back it off and send the other units forward. Ooh, does look like Maddie herself, and does suffer a little bit of damage as she gets hit with some pink fires, or blue fires rather, but that's alright. Over on the right flank, it looks like the enemy is going to move towards us with a unit of Chaos Chariots of Zinch, with a unit of Screamers in tow as well, so we do have to be watching out for that, and thus hopefully this gunner unit will dish out enough damage to them. The melee enemies move towards us, whether it be the blue horrors or the actual melee units, but they're going to suffer quite a lot as they get hit by those flamethrowers or corpse gas spewers. And there we go, the Necrofex is firing away with its flamethrower as well. And there's the corpse gas spewers helping out against those units of Chaos Spawn. Ooh, and it does look like the Gallows Giant does periodically get staggered by enemy range fire, but it is what it is. And another pink fire hit directly at Maddie, so she's going to pop the Invocation of Nehek to combat it. Looks like the enemy's flanking units are by and large destroyed. Their center line has completely collapsed under the onslaught of fire and corpse gas. And now it's just a matter of igniting what remains of the enemy. Love those debuff stacks as well there. Reload reduction, melee attack reduction, armor reduction, missile block chance. If we could get some maybe poison in this army as well. The fire army could potentially be a debuff stacking army in addition to fire, which is kind of an interesting idea. I'll have to double check what other options we have for that. Ooh, and there goes the corpse gas spewers are targeting the enemy lords and pretty much wiping out. I think it was the lord and hero that died instantly, and then the iridescent horror about to be next. Of course, at the same time, they are melting away due to the banishment, as the enemy army has shattered. But it certainly still looked cool. Alrighty, and there we go, last of the enemy units. Only the enemy cultist will remain, and he will not remain for long by the looks of it. Beautiful. And the Wraith Storm cannons also look almost like blue flames to add to the green and the red here. Somebody suggested we maybe get some Zinch Flamers in here, and that's a possibility, or perhaps Skaven Flamers, depending on what we can find and ally with. Alright, nice little fight, bit of heavy damage to one of our zombie pirate gunnery mobs with pistols, by and large due to our own corpse gas spewers clipping them, as these things are obviously going to be quite dangerous to our own units. Now, we could heal up, but it's still a decent bit of cash, and we certainly need it, so we're gonna take it. Of course, this army will survive in the same manner as the other one did, but that hardly surprises us at this point, and we'll be able to hunt it down like so. Alright, and that resolve doesn't appear to be killing anybody. This better not hurt our Necrofex. No, okay, it's alright. And we'll, I guess... Well, actually, at 220, maybe. Nah, we'll heal up to full anyway, since there's no other enemies here, so we'll be able to set sail, set forth, and whatnot. Trickster Shard is good, Golden Stewards destroyed, and a treasure map found. Let's see where, just because we're already traveling, and... Oh! This one is what, and... sailing all the way down this way might take a long time. Although, we're about to pick up a thing here, so this might actually be doable. Alright, fine. We'll keep it. We will keep it. Shocking as that may seem, considering the distance. Anyway, let's get a move on, shall we? Airy and Stand, you are going up northward to the Wreck of the Coeur de Lion and Wreck of the Sacramento. And I don't need to stop anywhere. Although, assuming that no islands have popped up, there's still the islands that we haven't gathered down here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and I think there was a 4th somewhere. These 2 as well, and I think these 3 as well. Fair bit. Alright, that's a decent influx of cash because it'll mean more potential armies. Now, Maddie, you cannot... Okay, you're just going to have to move then. Is this place still Zinch corrupt? It is. It's taking a while to bring it down, but I don't know what much we can do about it. Maddie, stay around, sort of, because we want to recruit you more zombie pirate deckhand bombers. Now, Noctilus, what's the best way to do this with you? You can't reach this guy by the looks of it, at least as far as I can tell. He's kind of refusing to... Refusing to go immediately to sea, right? Ooh, and it takes most of his... Alright, fine. You're gonna go right here to... Wait, Maelstrom Sea, Maelstrom Sea. I want to be in the Seamaw territory. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Ah, fine, go here. Go by water, I guess. Alright, like so, and we may have to raise you a new lord. It is going to cost us how much to recruit a couple of those bomber guys? Wait, what's the... I guess we could just raise them, but anyway. Where are we here? 440 to recruit. Honestly, they're cheap enough that we may not even have to necessarily recruit them immediately. Just keep Maddie's army as it is until they're ready to split off. Probably the better way to do it. So I think that is indeed what we'll do. Now, you, sir... You are still getting plenty of value out of the Siren, but I think that it isn't as much value as it used to be, so I think we'll trade it, at least for now, to Trusty Montfort, together with the Ship's Carpenter. So, let's go Ship's Carpenter. And the Siren as well. Of course, it'll mean it'll take longer for Noctilus to get the gap launcher up and running, but it's fine. It's not that much longer, admittedly. And besides, this guy's fleet, this guy's ship, whatever, needs to grow as well. Anyway, that looks good to me. We have the treasure hunters still to move. You're gonna set up our first pirate cove next turn, by the looks of it, here in Lyonesse. Alrighty, and then you... Alright, I had two similar suggestions. Indiana grow... Can't spell. I still can't spell. There we go. Oh, that reminds me, we should do some name naming. Let's do that in a second here. So, Indiana Groans, you're gonna go... Aha, there is a port. Oh my lord, what the heck are you doing here, Nakari? Somewhat concerning. Not a particularly rich port at 919, but we gotta set them up all over the place anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter over much. Anyway. Let's do some naming. Not a crazy amount, maybe, but a little bit. Start with the depth guard. We will definitely have more depth guard in this army later on as well. But for now, Reapers of the Deeps. Like so. One... we can name all four. Why not? Plenty of depth guard names, after all. Drowned Dragons... The Sinking Feeling. And how about Deepest Depth Seekers? Ah, actually fit. Nice. We only have the one Necrofix for now, so we'll give you one of the names. How about the Walking Dutchman? Like so, and I've gotten way too many Necrofex names already. I know everybody wants to name Necrofexes, but, well, we just have, we have more names than Necrofexes already. Nobody, not a single person even tried to name Boarding Crew, but there were plenty of zombie names, just generic zombie names, and as far as I know, Boarding Crew are zombies, so we'll borrow some of those. Corpse Face... Core? Like so, we'll go with... Pittsburgh Pirates. 1, 2, and okay, well, we have a lot of boarding crew. And Waterlogged Warriors. Actually does make sense for these guys, considering that they're more or less a melee unit. At the very least, they get buffs from melee, and they have, they're hybrid units, so it is what it is. Anyway, let's name a couple of the handgunners as well. We are keeping these handgunners, perhaps not in Maddie's army, but generally speaking. Let us do the Drunken Mob, and then we have here Jetsam Giselles. Love the consonants and alliteration generally. Alright, and... Oh, actually, wait, there was one name for boarding crew. I should have specified that, I think. Drunken Sailors. There we go. 4 boarding crew named? Ironic, considering that they got the most names now. Everybody. Okay, we got more names, but we'll leave it for next time. I don't want to waste too much time on that. Let's do building. Let's end the turn. Let's proceed to more fights. You're good for now, Forbidden Citadel, at least until we rank 5, yeah. This place seems to be okay as well. You need another horde of booty. And you do need to upgrade this, but it's not super critical right now, so we'll by and large ignore it. Alright, skip, and am I forgetting anything? I mean, I was going to originally use this guy to recruit some stuff, but we can still... Oh, wow. This is all free here, because his recruit reduction is combining with a missile focus. Maybe we should. Alright, fine. Let's do some of the cheaper recruits. So, let's do I don't know. It'll go into another army, but I don't actually know whether we'll need 4 zombie pirates with hand cannons. And we know that we'll need a bunch of the bombers, though. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll give her 6. The bombers will be sort of her mainstay at this point. Might even give her a couple more Wraithstorm carronades. Can you build Wraithstorm carronades? You can. They're not as cheap, even though this does count them, but still cheap enough. Alright, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Let's do 6. Let us do a couple of the hand cannons at least. We'll want to do 4 deck gunners. Not for this army, but for a different army. But frankly, that's what a lot of the hand gunners are going to go into, so that actually is fine for me. Ooh, animated hulks are also really quite cheap. And very useful for what they do. Let's do a couple more Wraithstorm carronades for this army. They might be temporary until we figure out some fire stuff. Frankly, Altars of the Abyss might be decently useful in every army at this point. For the missile resistance, if nothing else. So let's get a couple of those going as well. Let's do 3 deck... Nah, let's do 4 deck gunners. 4 deck gunners, and how many pistols do you have? Well, the pistols don't really matter building-wise, because we could just... You know, we could just raise them wherever they are. They're the sort of basic units. Anything else? Do we need more handgunners? Well, those guys have 5, which is probably sufficient at the current time. Do a couple deck dropper bombers, potentially. They still do fire damage, and they still provide the same exact blinded thing, but they can go after enemy artillery and stuff, in theory. Oh. And the handgunners as well. You know what? Okay, we'll hold off. We're gonna have 0 income. I have a bad habit of accidentally doing that whenever I start theory crafting armies. Anyway, you're going the Marines upkeep. We need that right now, so it's on the turn. Get to it. Alright, oh, the unhappy populace one. Ouch. Well, it was always going to happen, but we gotta keep doing this to get the very nice rewards, so... Yeah. Ooh, mission successful. Free Talisman of Preservation. Don't care as much about the Obsidian Amulet, to be perfectly frank, but, well, it's better than nothing. And there's that upkeep reduction, which is very nice. Alright, Nemesis Crown claimed. Corsairs of Spite. How dare any other Corsair exist when Noctilus exists? I see there's a little island here. And we'll stop us on the way. Ooh, wait, we got 1 turn to declare war on these guys, meaning we have to do it now. Meaning we have to bypass the silent. Let's declare war then. No choice in the matter. Oh, they're still fighting the disciples. Wait, I'm actually shocked these guys are still alive. Join war against the Darkness Daughters gives us 2,000 gold. I assume that joining the war still completes the quest. It says declare war. It better. I'm gonna be salty if it doesn't, but you know what? It's better that we find out right now rather than when it's more critical. Like so. And yes, mission successful. Beautiful. Alrighty, now, do these guys actually have an army anywhere? They might, if this is their faction, they might actually have most stuff there rather than here. Which is a distinct possibility, because I'm definitely not seeing anything out here. How many territories do they have? Yeah, 3, meaning they probably have their base of operations here. But this is their capital, surprisingly. No, either way, go take their capital. Yeah, you keep moving this way. Alright, that means Noctilus, so you can probably ignore Maddie here, who will take units from Trusty Montfort instead. So Maddie, you're gonna move towards the Seamaw then. Do you want to move like this? I don't really want you to move like that. That's a fast... I kind of don't like the way that this thing is set up, because it's kind of confusing. The little whirlpool and ground elements to it, anyway. If you could just go onto the land. Like this. Wait, this is actually not the interior. Okay. Okay, well, we'll stay in the sea then. So that you don't suffer attrition and you can move a little bit. I mean, I guess we could... whatever, it doesn't matter. Noctilus, I would like you... go as close to the shipwreck as possible and go this way. We'll hopefully find a fight here, so we'll send Aerie that way. What's the likelihood that these guys have a camp, that the ogres have a camp there? That'll be pretty entertaining. Anyway, we'll go here. What's our infamy at here? 975, so not a lot. I guess now the question is, do we... Ooh, campaign movement range for all navies as well. Faster movement for everybody. Noctilus might not be getting any more benefit from it, but everybody else would benefit from it. Growth per region, +5 after winning a battle. Ooh, that's also pretty critical. Damn, there's a lot of good stuff. I'm just thinking that we do want to get these guys up and running as well to grow their ships. Oh, man. I gotta go with the Seascape Artist, though. The campaign movement range is too valuable for everybody. Closing the distance faster. Anyway, Treasure Hunter. Go for Castle Lyonesse and establish Pirate Cove. How much is this place generating? Oh. Basically nothing. Why? I mean, it is a Bretonnian territory, but why are you generating absolutely nothing? Chaos and Divided Corruption. How weak is Lewin right now? 5 turns. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I just want to get this, thing up and running anyway. This place is funnily enough generating more stuff. Anyway, Pirate Cove established, and then I guess you can set sail again. Now let's see what this place's option is. We could do the infamy one rather than, or one of the infamy ones, rather than the hero capacity for all hero one, but it's such a useful thing to have. This also generates a ton of infamy as well as a research rate. But we are looking for heroes for our new army, so I think we still have to go for this. Plus it's a solid amount of infamy as well. Not like we care about the tiny amount of income from this particular territory. So yeah, let's do this one. Pirates Rust. Alright. At least the gunnery whites are actually shockingly cheap. Which is great because we need them everywhere. And then here, we will... 4.6. Oh, it's a global cooldown. Huh, I thought it would be an individual cooldown. Interesting. Then we probably shouldn't do that here. That's a little bit too steep, isn't it? 4.6k. That's a full turn worth of stuff. Alright, let's then check out what we have. Okay, first, actually, offices. Let us go here to... 2 more fleet captain capacities. Upkeep production for Lord's Army. You know what? I was gonna do Fleet Warrant Admiral, but let's temporarily go into Fleet Secretary instead for the upkeep reduction. Yeah, alright, so go here. And it's 400 gold per turn. Eventually he'll be switched to this for the melee defense for the boarding crew. And Trusty Montfort, you can be the fleet engineer, I guess. Actually, you know what? Since you're a recruiter, Maddie, you're going to switch to fleet engineer. And then Montfort, you're going to switch to fleet treasurer. It makes sense for him to have even more recruitment cost reduction, even though it's not directly him. Anyway, was there a close diggy hole here somewhere? Keep clicking on the wrong thing, my bad. Alright, there is this one. Which is where exactly? Down here, alright. Let's try to head down there then. Bypass the port, expensive as it is, like so. And keep on going. We'll most likely be doing more pirate coves via, you know, armies rather than by any other method. Alright, building real quick, though there isn't much, fortunately. Let's upgrade you and you, and if we have the 8,000 gold, we might want to build the... Ooh, hello, no, we do want to upgrade you too. Let's do you. This place we can ignore by and large. Pirate Citadels, yeah, 4,000 gold apiece, which is steep. You know, we'll wait. They don't do much for us. 25 per turn infamy, though. Fine, just do it. Just do it. I'm about to ignore everything else. Although, oh, we have a space for one here as well. Well, we don't have enough cash for it right now, so whatever. We need the infamy for the research, so we may as well skip and unassign skill points and end the turn, and hopefully let's begin this war. Go figure. Alright, Rakarth has decided to declare war on us. That's funny. Well, I guess we've no choice in it. We weren't going to do anything about him, but I guess that decides where Noctilus is gonna head off to first. Fair enough. He was going sort of this direction anyway. Why not? Alright, follower gains, Seascape Artist, great, and at the very least for now, we'll give it to Arianestan, though later on, most likely we will... Hold on to this for now. Most like, oh, right, I gotta give that old banner of the militia to Noctilus. I will most likely give this to Maddie because she's further away. And I take the standard of discipline as well. Then Noctilus, so that I don't forget, hold banner of militia for you, sir. Alright, it looks good to me. Then Noctilus, real quick. I'm shocked, but somewhat impressed that Ricarth actually decided to go warp on us. Hold banner militia does indeed work on Queen Bess. Beautiful. 20% reload on her. We probably won't keep Bess in this army because she kind of steals the show, but we'll wait until we have more Necrofexes and Depth Guard in his army so that it's less needed. Anyway, auto-resolve this for obvious reasons, and we will take the cash. Like so. See if we can't get anything useful out of this. Come on, big money. Another siren. Well, that I won't say no to. And, okay, no other thing, but the siren is good enough in my opinion, and I guess we'll give the siren back to Noctilus then. Speaking of Noctilus, I guess we'll go this way. Oh. I wonder if we could reach the Wrath of the Sacramento. This might allow Aerie to move towards this. He can't quite reach it, but he might be able to reach the Remnants of Battle here. Let's try it like this. Hopefully this is not an error, but even if it is, we lose one turn, no biggie. Likes, oh, he's just out of range. It's alright. Noctilus, let's see, let me guess, you're gonna be just out of range as, oh, actually no, you're fully in range now. I go for the Sacramento as well. I assume that there's barely any defenders there, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, then we'll pick this island up on the way north as we have to head to Ricarth before he heads to us, though we'll obviously grab that island for ourselves first. Ooh, why did it hurt our cannons? What the heck, auto-resolve? What are you doing? Why? I don't understand the auto-resolve sometimes, man. They're like 99% of the time, but anyway, occupy, whatever. And another Black Pearl False Eye. Everybody gets this one. Miserly Horde out of the next one, so unless it's really close, we'll probably let it go. What? Oh, that one actually is right on the path from where we're already going. All right, fair enough, then I guess we're holding on to that. Rather than Sacramento lose the building here, and we'll immediately build in the crumbling... yeah, Midnight Gambling Den and the Plunder Pile. Lovely. Aerie, you're stuck, and I guess you can have one of these loot eyes as well. Black Pearl False Eye. Lovely. Nobody gets a Talisman of Preservation. Oh, you have your gaff launcher. Good. I'll launch some gaff. Technology. 500 infamy. Yeah, we're not generating near as much as we'd like anymore. Let me just double check here if there isn't anything. I'm really tempted by the Unliving Labor Force, the construction time. Ooh, and the Raise the Masses. It's a lot of good stuff once again. But you know what? We need our next Admiral up and running, I think. Yeah, we'll do one more Admiral. So let's do Gunnery Crews for now, and then we'll save up for the next Dread Admiral, I think. Unless we get like a bigger influx of infamy than thus far we've had. Maddie, you are waiting for a couple of things out of this army, so just head right beside the Seamaw in regular stance. Because you'll be trading some troops around. Like so. And I guess just sit here in encamp stance, you're fine. In fact, both of you are fine. Alright, and Dredge the Sea is still up and running, including the recruitment. Do we want to collect the income? -9. Oh, the Zinch corruption is still there. Damn you, Zinch corruption. Alright, fair enough. Can't do anything about that. Treasure Hunter. Treasure Hunter 1. Action cost -30%. Well, we do need to level that. We will... well, I guess we'll start with it, because it's not like you're doing anything else right now. So, you do that, and then you are headed up north to here to grab the next one, so go that way. Set sail. And then Deanna groans. Ready. You are going down here. Alright, plus we'll be able to see if there's anything interesting around here in the sense of landmarks and all that other sort of stuff. Alrighty, building once again. A little bit of admin as we sort of set sail towards different areas, but fortunately Ricarth has been obliging in declaring war on us, so we should be able to get some Dark Elven fights rather shortly. Dead Pirates Hamlet, obviously the Smuggler's Jetty, every port up and running always. Another Plunder Pile, and I guess we'll upgrade the Midnight Gambling Den as well, even though there's only 2 ports here. Hopefully still worth it. Alright, and the rest of this is good. We will level up these guys before we actually have a proper fight. So I'm just going to leave them alone for now. Building upgrades and assign skill points, and I guess end the turn. Oh, wait. Heroes. This guy's waiting for heroes. He's holding out for a hero, you could say. Do we have... well, the Mournful Hunters might be a decent option here. At least one. We probably could still use at least one gunnery white in pretty much every army. Sort of command the artillery battery. And that army will want probably 2 vampire fleet captains, won't it? Wait, did we not get the... How many turns does it take to get this thing up and running? Oh, one more. Okay, fair enough. We'll wait the turn then, end turn. Alright, there we go. Missile strength plus 10% for gunnery mobs units. Is this it's another island? Alright, Noctilus, grab this island real quick, this remnants of battle, and then, aha, there are enemies here. Ooh, and enemies aplenty. Well, a true silver, I guess, for this? Maybe? Yeah, go for it. Ensorcel blades and another executioner blade. Very nice find, Noctilus. The sea certainly does favor you. And then I guess you can grab this mysterious island on the way as well. Ooh, wait, stop. You have 2. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at these guys. Wait, what kind of lore are you, Airy? Actually, Airy. You're a pirate, Airy. Go... Okay, I don't want you to land. Stay at sea. Go past this. Oh, you landed anyway, you little... Yeah. Bloody pirates. Oh, fine. All a true silver, I guess. Whatever, man. Just go. Believe me. Alright, standard of discipline, we'll pop it on you directly, though that probably won't change. Could use a war banner, but anyway, obviously this is auto-resolvable for you, sir. And it looks like the auto-resolve doesn't like the ghost helmsman. Interesting. We will occupy the place. Alright, and free spell shield and Galleon's Graveyard, ironically the last province that we got, now secured. You're gonna upgrade the Dead Pirates Hamlet. We will immediately go into Dredge the Sea for the additional growth, and upgrade the Swag Sacks and the Alchemy Workshop for the reductions. Alright, Noctilus. I stopped you because we needed to take a look at what Ares got in terms of... Get that black powder overload. In terms of lore. So you're a vampire's lore, eh? When a death. And your guys are the boarding crew. I guess we could get a... Okay, good, the capacities are there. Deeps, let's see. Reinforcements and swerving freebooter. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Get the exceptional protection. Gotta have at least one of these guys. So we'll get you one, and then we'll need to wait for more capacity. And then I did want a gunnery white for you. Magic item drop chance and point blank. Oh, I don't like either of these. Okay, I guess we'll wait on that. Alright, Noctilus, grab the mysterious island, please. And that's a lot of enemy troops. 3 full stacks, eh? Well. Alright, Fortified Grog, Mathan's Blessing. Let's see if those 3 stacks can deal with Noctilus. I assume that he can land and attack them from this direction. At least I hope. I guess we're about to find out. Alright, you're gonna go right to there, or at least near to there. Then I would like you to... Okay, we'll do point to signing. Noctilus has to have this, it's a bigger battle. That other army would not in any way be able to take so many enemies at once. I just want that spell, the Necromancer's Apprentice, for Noctilus in particular. And I did still... You know what? So that Aerie can function on his own. Maybe we do get the Unliving Reflexes rather than this one. Or do we just keep saving? I don't like the idea of us doing nothing for a couple of turns, though. Not getting any recruits up and running, you know? It's kind of iffy. You know, at the start with the Unliving Labor Force, it'll mean sort of more snowballing for our faction, building-wise at least. Then, we were looking to grab Tenacity, but let's start with the Arcane Conduit. Earthing isn't crazy necessary. I do want the extra hit points for Noctis, but he's very point-hungry, as a hybrid lord tends to be, so maybe we'll hold off on that. You know what? Go into Inspiring Presence. Let's start leveling his Necrofexes and his Depth Guard. Yeah. Alright, what about you? You are not bothering with training unless I'm mistaken, and there's only one of you in this army anyway, so let's get ammo sacks. Everybody gets more. Everybody gets one. You too. Scavengers maxed out, so we have the good stuff here. We could get, well, let's get tough as nails because it's decent HP and these guys need a little bit of extra help. Charge bonus, that will help our melee friends. Should also probably get tenacity on you. Enemy characters. I don't really care about the character debuffs. And this stuff isn't actually going to help Noctilus's army in particular, as it is not super useful. Yeah, you know what, let's start with hard to hit and then we'll move through to tenacity after. Yeah, let's do Ravenous as well. There we go, and then lastly, you. I believe we were looking to get Razor Cutlass. No, actually that doesn't help Noctilus's army in particular. In fact, nothing here helps Noctilus's army in particular other than feed the fish, so I guess that's what we're gonna do, huh? Kraken's Pull. Well, Noctilus already has casting capability. You know, let's get your Lucky Charm for now, just for the missile resistance, because we're about to encounter a lot of missile fire, I'd wager. Noctilus, 'tis time. Oh, you can't land, unfortunately. Wait. You can't land this turn, eh? It does look like you will be able to land, it's just that you don't have enough movement. Alright, that's fine. Going to Dread Expansion, and we will be able to land at the start of next turn. Everybody else, so let's move you real quick and get this big fight going. It gets me going, so I should go Treasure Hunter. You are going northward, and Maddie. How are we doing here? Alright, so... Okay, let's see if we can do this right. First of all, you're gonna take the bombers. They're going to be your sort of mainline units. And then 2 of the Wraithstorm Carronades, that gives you 20 out of 20. We may want to actually give you 2 of the altars. They're not fire damage, but they'll keep these things a little bit stronger, because they're not really meant to hold the line. It's just that they happen to be fire damage, so yeah. Alright, fair enough. And then I guess we might need to give 2 bombers back, but that's also fine. This is a lot of bombers, admittedly, but they're sort of placeholders to some degree, so, yeah. Oh, we will also need to see where the pieces of 8 are. We might need to have Maddie go after at least one of them. Let's see where they are in terms of proximity. So there's one here, Gunnery Mob handguns, besides Sartosa. And in fact, there's several besides Sartosa. Very close to them. I guess since this is 3, this is probably the direction that Noctilus will go first. Take Sartosa for himself, then grab these 3 pieces of 8 while establishing pirate coves up and down like the coastline like this. And then we'll either send Maddie southward or possibly northward to Albion. I have to think about that. It is a long distance away, admittedly. Anyway, building, and then ending the turn, and then hopefully fighting. Yeah, we'll give her the 2 altars, why not? She's gonna have trouble against single entities with this army. Well, if we lose some units, they're just zombies, we'll bring them back. Or get different ones. Anyway, let's see. You definitely need an upgrade at Pirate's Hamlet, and definitely the meat market. Gauntlet, yes to the swag sacks, and how close are we to the next use of this? A little bit away, eh? Oh, we also have that Curse of Eternal Servitude. We can pop it next time we need to recruit a big blob of units. The ones we just recruited all cost 0, so yeah. What about trade? Nakari wants to trade. Now, does Nakari do anything for us? I guess is my question. He is the most powerful faction, which means it's a fair bit of cash, though. Oh, Harganeth is nearby. Oh, they're on Albion, are they? No, they won't like us for long. You know what, fine. And Nakari's really the only one that's offering to trade with us, so I guess we'll trade with Nakari. And he's fighting with Clan Scully, unfortunately. And we do want Skaven allies, but for now, we'll take the money. It doesn't mean we won't betray. I'll just trade with both of them. Bloody pirates. There we go. Alright, and they both will probably be unhappy about it, but that's not our problem. Alright. More cash means more rum. Go. Alright, I kinda didn't expect Ricard to actually try to sail armies towards us. It is making me nervous about this entrance to the galleon's graveyard, because we're not down there yet and we don't know what's going on. Certainly something to consider. Area, you... Okay, wait. Could you move to intercept Baal Saman, or should we... yeah, we should probably fight this first and then figure that out after. I assume. Assuming, actually, that we can't pick up another one of these things. And this one was the closest one, right? So it's right here. I think we are 1 point off. Okay. Fair enough. Great Mortis River looking absolutely fantastic. Ooh, lots of ports here by the looks of it. Could certainly think about investing in some of those. Anyway, Maddie I think is stuck for a turn, and Henrietta will join the other army soon, which means Noctilus, you will try to land now. Am I forgetting anything? If I am, it's too late. There we go. Alrighty, Valiant defeat casualties high. We've got 3 stacks and an extra lord of enemies to put down. And ooh, the AI is actually smart enough to build those altars of the abyss, which will power up their units. Still, that is a lot of zombies. Unfortunately for them, Queen Bess, well, Queen Bess is good at that sort of thing. Let's get to it. Alrighty, here we go. The Pirate King sets to sweep the sea clean of pirates that have not yet been, well, confederating is not possible, but you know what I mean, that have not decided to follow him. Anyway, 3 enemy stacks stand before us, and unfortunately for us, the 2 reinforcing stacks, plus the additional little enemy lord out there, are moving in from behind us. This means, whereas we would normally deploy right here and maybe even take advantage of the watery territory area, we have to deploy over on this side of the map, firing at the first enemy army's flanks and then looking to fight both of the enemy or all of the enemy armies as they move towards us. We'll see if it actually works out. Fortunately for us and unfortunately for the enemy, though they have a massive unit number advantage, they do not have any artillery advantage against Queen Bess. And of course we also got to keep in mind that we got to enjoy Queen Bess and the artillery blob in this army for as long as we can, because it won't be like this forever. We are absolutely planning to remove all artillery except Necrofex Colossi from Noctilus's army and replace it with, well, Colossi and Depth Guard as well. And since we have the capacity to do it, we'll be doing it fairly soon, I imagine. Our money is growing, just gotta make sure that we can afford to do so while affording new armies as well. But yeah, for those who are looking to see a little bit more of that depth guard action, the melee attacks, Noctilus will definitely provide as soon as he can. Anyway, the first enemy army is, by the looks of it, in pretty bad shape. Their flank has been devastated by our artillery fire, and then Noctilus and his Necrofex are actually performing scout duties right here. They're standing on top of this hill, taking pot shots at enemies from their Necrofexes, while they spot the enemy army for the artillery, because previously the enemy army was not visible due to them being behind a hill. And obviously the hill doesn't matter to Bess or to our Batwing Bombards. And this enemy army is, well, the first enemy army, I should say, is just about halfway through. Alright, it does look like they will move up and start to get annoyed enough to go after Noctilus, so we're going to back the 2 Necrofexes off. Whether the enemy gives chase remains to be seen. And if they don't, we'll simply turn around and keep taking shots at everybody. Looks like an enemy unit of deck droppers has arrived on the field with the enemy reinforcements, or perhaps it was a unit of deck droppers from the other army that attempted to simply flank us, but that was never going to work out. The Wraithstorm Carronades fire away at them, and so do both Necrofexes, and the bats are probably going to be out of the picture rather soon. It does look like the enemy has decided to charge forth to attack our Walking Dutchman here with its animated hulks. And they can tie it up probably for a very long time. This isn't an ideal matchup for the Necrofex Colossus, after all. Still getting that weird texture thing happening on some of our units. And it's only certain maps, which is kind of interesting, but anyway. Ooh, it looks like they'll hit the Walking Dutchman with a Spirit Leech, which ain't so great, and the enemy's reinforcements have arrived in numbers, but they have a long, and I mean long, way to travel. Their zombies move at 25 move speed, slower than standard infantry, and they gotta take so many hits from Queen Bess every time they do. And of course, now Bess reloads faster, and we are gonna have to just keep her topped up in terms of ammunition, and just keep taking advantage of this. There we go. The faster elements of the enemy army, like the Sirens, will move to try to bail out the first enemy army, which is already so heavily damaged, but that's just fine. With the enemy reinforcements having arrived, we also now move Noctilus down to maybe close the distance with our army. And just in case the main blob gets charged. Although, if an enemy lord like this wants to go out and stand against Noctilus, Noctilus is perfectly willing to fight in melee as well. And yeah, it does look like the texture effect is happening to several of the big units now. I wonder why. Is that happening to anybody else, if anybody is also running a Vampire Coast campaign right now? I'm wondering whether it's a reshade doing this or whether it's actually the game doing this. Anyway, ooh, nice set of bombs coming down from the sky, or bat bombs coming down from the skies. All 3 Batwing Bombards, plus a little bit of help from those Wraith Storm cannons, target this 3 units of zombies. And they were already slow enough, now they're down to 19 movement speed. And this is why the Wraith Storm carronades are a pretty darn solid addition to the roster from the mod. Their damage isn't anything insane, especially against, well, piles of units as opposed to single entities and large units, but that support that they provide by getting a little bit of extra speed reduction allows all the other artillery to work better, whether it be regular cannons, or regular mortars, or the Queen Bess as well. Anyway, as the enemy keeps moving, we're going to pop one of our army-bound abilities, which was a Tomb Swarm on the enemies, because, you know, bats with dynamite strapped to them dropping from the sky isn't enough. You also got to be eaten alive or dead by scarabs. Although I suppose the zombies are insensate enough not to really care that much. Anyway, the artillery bombardment continues, though I just gotta point out that if we had 3 Hellstorm rocket batteries rather than the Batwing Bombards, these 3 units would have already been destroyed from the first 2 volleys. But they've been under continuous fire from the Batwing Bombards for, like, I don't know, like a minute or 2 now, and are still around, so I appreciate it. As in that the Bombards aren't overdoing the damage. Anyway, it looks like the enemy lord has been defeated by Noctilus in the center, and frankly the second enemy, or first enemy army rather, is pretty much destroyed. There are a few more units remaining though, and we'll start heading towards them with some of our depth guard, who have been waiting a little bit and definitely want to play. I see that their textures as well are fine, and I can't tell whether the Altar of the Abyss's texture is fine or not. I think the Rotting Promethean, from a distance, yeah, it changes to regular crabby colors. I don't know. Everything's looking scorched. We'll just call it a sort of unique color scheme for Noctilus in particular. And there we go, the depth guard are in. Frankly, the zombies are going to get a little bit in the way. And oh wow, I forgot how big the animated hulks are. And not to worry, for those waiting for animated hulks, we'll definitely get them on field. Maybe I'll try to do something a little bit different with them than what I did last time, which was the bombs and hulks combination. Especially since we're using piles of bombs in Maddie's army. Anyway, the animated hulks will probably hold for a decent little bit of time, but I'm sure the Reapers of the Deeps here, led by Count Noctilus, will slice through them. The enemy army's reinforcements have thus far been moving onto the field, but have now stopped, and now it's just a matter of time of obliterating what units remain. They are still very, very slowly attempting to move towards us. Man, if we could get a couple of the asp bows and acquire poison on some of our gunners, as in some of our gunnery wights, that would mean we'd get another speed reduction. And I wonder if we have any way to get frostbite as well. I'm just remembering when Elspeth came out, when I ran the Elspeth campaign, combining lots and lots of range speed reductions, suppression and massive impact or whatever it is. Monstrous impact? I think it's monstrous impact. In vanilla, and then slowing enemies down to basically no movement speed, just by firing at them. And I'm wondering whether it's possible to repeat that here. Anyway, enemies continue rushing towards us. Vampire fleet captain booking it forward, as his admiral gets obliterated by cannon fire. Now the captain does manage to make it, and though we send the depth guard after said captain, they'll run right past it and head directly for our carronades, annoyed perhaps to them doing so much damage. That's alright though, we'll get in the captain's way by summoning a few zombies and then surround the captain with the depth guard. Not that it's going to be needed by the looks of it, as the enemy army is on the verge of collapse and has begun to rout and shatter. Just a few more enemy units remaining. Is this our Altar of the Abyss versus their Altar of the Abyss? And ooh, they've got some crabby boys here. Yes, definitely the campaign has been bereft of rotting Prometheans for far too long, and we'll be looking to get them on field very shortly as well. Probably roughly around the same time as we split Noctilus's army off. If we split Queen Bess and his artillery off to an artillery-focused army, we can use rotting Promethean gunnery mobs to essentially guard the artillery. And that seems like the way to do it. Yeah, and then of course there will be a crab army, like rotting leviathans and various types of Prometheans, altars of the abyss, and then heroes on crabs. Nothing but crabs, basically, which is not what you want in real life. But anyway, there we go. Heroic victory. Fantastic. Absolutely brutal artillery fire from our line, not letting the enemy zombies do anything whatsoever. Ooh, lovely. A pretty major influx of cash from that one, though the ransom captives doesn't offer us much. 10,000 gold, really getting a lot of mileage out of those Black Pearl Fall size. Otherwise, the enemy army was absolutely obliterated there. This is probably the worst, well, other vampire coasts are definitely one of the worst sort of factions to face off against for Vampire Coast, especially led under the AI, because obviously Queen Bess, 1,500 kills and 225,000 damage. More kills than all of the other artillery combined. And the artillery did well, 31k damage, 51k damage, and 35k damage, but nothing crazy. And I like, once again, the fact that they're not too overpowered. Looks like the Reapers of the Depths carried the day for the Depth Guard with 12,000 damage, though the nature of the slow-moving Vampire Coast and the fact that they suffered so much artillery fire meant that it wasn't super needed to even employ the Depth Guard here. Also, solid work from Noctilus, 139 kills, 39,000 damage, and that, keep in mind, despite the fact that he did not use Wind of Death or the Pit of Shades, which he very well could have in on multiple occasions. It's just that I wanted the artillery to do the work. Lovely. Ransom captives, of course, some of them did survive, but we should be able to auto-resolve what remains here, at least I hope. A little bit concerned that we might have to take the territory itself. And what is this, Outrider's handgun? It's alright. Noctis, you can't move, unfortunately. I was hoping that we could drag... Wait, if we break siege, what would happen? I hope it doesn't... Because I want to drag them out by attacking Leonora and then hopefully destroying the garrison without attacking the walls. Alright, you know what? Let's see. You're going to leave. That's fine. And if we do this, it's decisive victory, low casualties. Yeah, I don't see the Altars of the Abyss dying. It's probably gonna hurt, but it actually wasn't so bad. Alright, it's fine. I'll take it. I'll certainly take it, and we will occupy the place as a island pirate stronghold. Though we will need to delete this, and I guess... Do we keep the Mangrove of Monsters? We just end up rebuilding it eventually because it is useful to us here. We need to build a defensive structure here. Also, while we're at it, casualty or punishment rate and construction time for buildings, campaign movement range for armies in province, enemy hammers and province doesn't really help us here. I guess back to dredge the sea. Fine. Alright, scroll of shielding, enemy killed in battle, province secured. We have the tech. How much infamy did that give us? Honestly, not that much. Is there anything here that is super critical as well? Upkeep production for necrophax, this is great. Range for all zombie-powered gunnery mobs, 20%. That's very significant. But the thing is, we could do without most of this stuff. Oh, I do like the upkeep reduction for all artillery, essentially, and that includes Bess. How much does Bess cost? Her upkeep is at 570. Yeah, that's not bad. 20% missile strength for all artillery, including Bess. Oh, Lord. That's unnecessary. Oh, man, okay. I still do want to save for one of these, but there's a lot of good stuff. I'm thinking we do the upkeep reductions. At the very least, because they enable us to get more armies up and running. At the very sort of the generic upkeep reductions like that. So we'll go for clean your bores. I do wish that the Vampire Coast had some text that they could spend time researching, but it does still seem to be the most efficient way to unlock all these, especially since we're gated by infamy anyway, so yeah. Anyway, Noctilus, you're good as you are, and you're not going to switch stances or anything. You got another point from that, and I guess we are going to start to move through hill together by screws. I do want you to get Taunt and Hornswoggle and stuff, but frankly, he's pretty strong right now, and he's fine. Alright, who's up next? Ariane Stan. So, I think with you, we'll maybe want to move this way. I'm a little bit concerned about this. Oh! We could send him down here to grab these islands while he's at it. There's certainly potential for it.
Captain!
This isn't an island, but I swear I saw another island nearby. Not this one. Although we do want that one, every island. Materials, let's see, ooh, there's one right here. We could grab this fell cargo on the way here. Because if Rakarth's main stack is actually moving down here in the same way that this guy's, we'll need to be able to intercept. I'd rather not risk it. So you, area, are gonna go this way. And then obviously Henrietta is gonna join you. And we'll take a look at what other hero options we have right now in a second. Because we obviously will need another one of these. Alright, enter the army, please. Frankly, he could probably use a second vampire lure one, because we're gonna need probably a fair amount of healing in this army, because it's melee-based. And we have no area of effect. Damage, okay, so yeah, that's the end of the Vampire Fleet Captains. We will also want to pay attention to the Morngull Haunters. We do have availability of 2 of them. And what do we have here? Another sawed-off barrel, eh? I mean, the damage of the leadership aura is fine. I wanted to get one with ballistics calibration, but there's no guarantee that we find one soon, so let's just get you on the field and then move you out there. Might have actually been able to get you recruited somewhere else, but it's fine. Anyway, treasure hunter, other treasure hunter. You keep going this way. Fair distance you can travel, love it. And it's just too bad that they can't pick up islands that are of the no battle variety, you know? And ooh, yes, okay, definitely upgrade the officer's cabin, and definitely upgrade the growth thing. Not this, this pirate crew growth. Gotta get this thing started. Campaign movement range doesn't really help you. Attrition, pirate crew recruitment. We could temporarily, I mean, it's relatively cheap, but get the crow's nest just to help this place grow and then delete it later. Or should I say help this place grow? Yeah, let's do that. Alright, keep the place growing. And then you are just waiting for your Altars of the Abyss, or we're waiting. So we'll grab these 2. Like so, pop them in here for now until we get more fire-type units that we can pop in here. The handgunners are not fire-typed. No, although I do like the stagger, it would help us a fair bit. Just to double check, is there nothing else in the roster that does fire damage other than the deck droppers, which we will put a couple of them into the army, but we don't have the ability to build them yet because we don't have the crow's nest thing. So yeah, I don't think anything else is fire damage. Not the sirens, not the ghosties, not the other ghosties, which are here. No. No fire damage on the necrophex. Artillery pieces, no fire damage. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. We'll find fire damage elsewhere, possibly from some allies. Gotta try to befriend some Chaos Dwarfs, I guess. Anyway, hey, you, Maddie. What is making you lose your thing? You gain loyalty from sacking and raiding, and extra loyalty gain from following a battle. Alright, sacking and raiding. We'll give that a try, but for now, you're gonna move out. And I guess Trusty Montfort is going to stay until he can trade, which is fairly soon, these guys to another army. Which is, I guess, another reason to actually save this, to get a legendary admiral up and running and then going somewhere and doing some stuff as they tend to do. Alright, let's build buildings and let's end the turn. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, you're fine. You are able to go to tier 5, but that doesn't actually do anything for us, so I'd rather not pay for it. And this is all fine as well. Don't need the boarding crew in this army. Alright, Rocky Isle, definitely go for the pirate hall. And we will want another pirate hall, but for now we'll keep it to tier 4s. Passive infamy generation is decent as well, as it works out nicely for us. Trading with these guys now, they probably won't like us trading with the rats, but it is what it is. Skip. Let's double check Diplo in case there are other trading partners. Argonath is at war with these guys, but yeah, we're never going to be friends. I mean, I'd love to be friends with several Dark Elven factions, but it doesn't do anything for us right now. Yeah, alright. That's an end turn. Hopefully Harold Raynor doesn't besiege Noctilus. We also need to figure out /see where Baal Simon lands or attempts to move to in order to intercept. I doubt that he's going to go for Count Noctilus after witnessing that absolute slaughter, as Count Noctilus, you know, being the true pirate king and all that, sweeps the sea of other pirates. Any pirates that don't bend the knee at the very rate, at any rate. Alright, and I think he moved past us, but we're gonna have to double check. I'd really prefer not to have to, you know, sail after him with Noctilus, because he has other things to do, but we'll see. Fortunately, we should be able to beat pretty much anyone in terms of travel distance at sea, and probably a lot on land as well, because Noctilus has a lot of buffs. Alrighty, there's that upkeep reduction, a much needed, and Baal Simon, can we... you made a terrible mistake, and oh, wow, you moved far, Airy. You're gonna have to deal with that. Do we need to bother? No, this army's already destroyed. Alright, well, that's unfortunate for you. Go for this, go for Harold Raynor and wipe this faction out. I'm wondering why they moved down here rather than attempting to at least reclaim the stuff from Noctilus. We'll take the cash. Like so. And that area, you can't reach this, but Noctilus can, so you will still move to grab this island, and then possibly travel through the bypass as well. Darkness Daughter is destroyed. Sad as it is, because we had bonuses to dealing with them, but they didn't really serve much of a purpose. Alright, 500 infamy, we got to get more. So, Noctilus, you got yourself another fight, sir. Baal Simon. Ooh, Feral Carnosaur. Nice. Let's see what you do with that. I do want to grab, before I forget, this thing. Alright, from that plunder pile. It is this one. Okay. Dragon stirs, awaking with fury, but forever trapped in the ash of his own making. Is kind of vague.
Blood and toil.
I honestly never know what these riddles mean. But it's been deciphered. Only a miserly hoard, but 10,000 gold. Doesn't seem so miserly to me. In the late game, miserly, but right now, it's pretty solid. There's another one down here somewhere. I just want to double check exactly where, so that we know where we're headed. Oh, damn, we're gonna have to cross this. Yeah. So I think, at least I hope, it's either right there or right there. Hopefully the game won't waste our time too much with that. You, Riddle of Ursun, you are all the way up here. I'm gonna try to remember that in Gloomrack Coast. Let's head up the coast then.
Where's the lush?
The coast that boasts the most roast. Alright, go. And ooh, I am also very curious to see what's going on Albion, but we got places to be, so we'll deal with that after. Noctilus, you sir, 'tis time, and let's go again. Flanash giggle. Intercept Baal Simon. I'm so shocked that this guy declared war on us, but good for him. Good for him for the AI for being brave enough to do it. All right, and yeah, we'll still fight this. I mean, we haven't fought any of the Dark Elves yet, and let's see if they learn their lesson.
your doom!
Alright, nearly simultaneous fire from those two, lovely to see, and here we go, facing off against the 1,000 Maws here. They perhaps, oh look at that artillery fire, of course we gotta win the artillery engagement first, and we get a few volleys out on the enemy Reaper bolt throwers, but at the same time have our single entities, including the Necrofex Colossi and the Wraithstorm Carronades fire away at that enemy Feral Wyvern, not needing to do so anymore. We will switch to firing on the Feral Carnosaur, I almost said Grimlock, as well as the enemy Medusa, who is launching her railgun fire at the Necrofex Colossi. I would love to get some Medusa from a Dark Elven faction as well into our own armies. I think it would be very nice. Gotta keep that in mind. And Charybdises, because they're sea creatures. Yeah. Dark Elves do make a decent option as an ally, though admittedly, we obviously would have to use living units, but, well, whatever. That we wouldn't be able to heal. I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, the enemy army continues to make its way towards us, but it's having a horrible time of it. Most of their infantry have been destroyed by Queen Bess. Most of their single entities have been, if not destroyed, at least heavily damaged by our Carronades and by Noctilus. And even though the Feral Carnosaur did manage to close the distance, it was a little bit too late in terms of taking damage. Feral Carnosaur on its heels, though, will give something of a fight, but who knows for how long. The enemy does attempt to flank us with some Feral Cold Ones, 2 sets of them in fact, but the Morgul Haunter, as well as the Vampire Fleet Captain, whose crab actually looks normal now, I think. We'll lead some depth guard to see those enemy units of Cold Ones off, which they shouldn't be having any trouble with, especially with Helm of Discord and them from the Morgul Haunter. The Cold Ones are going to book it out of there. One of the Feral Stegs has been destroyed, and the second one moves in, but it looks like with the enemy Lord having been defeated by Noctilus in the middle of all of that, and then bowled over as he attempts to escape, and bowled over and crushed by the looks of it as he attempts to escape the Necrofexes, the battle will be ours. There we go. With that, the enemy army will shatter, and the last of their big old units will get obliterated by cannon fire and mortar fire and whatnot. Damn, that was nasty, but hardly surprising as it was a relatively small enemy force and not quite full stack, and they didn't really have the types of units that they'd need to deal with our army. Alright, there we go. Lovely little fight in the post-battle loot continues working for us, which is nice. We'll ransom the captives in a second. 19k damage on Queen Bess. The Wraithstorm Carronades did very well in this particular fight, as they actually had more appropriate targets in the form of the enemy Feral Stegs and Carnosaur and Wyvern, and lots of single entities, essentially. And Noctilus himself did 10k, but, well, obviously the numbers aren't going to be as inflated as they were against that big old pile of Vampire Coast armies, or units, well, actually armies, but yes. Tormentor Sword, nice pickup, that will certainly come in handy for our ranged army. We do have another fleet captain available to us as well, which is great. I do wish we had another one of these guys available, but we'll get to them shortly. Johnny Vole, you're going to Ares army. I guess you'll go this way. Yeah, just set sail at least. And then Noctilus. Okay, you don't seem to be able to travel any further in. Oh, that took all your movement range. Great. Okay, well, you're not going to move at all then. Oh, game. Alright, fine. Let us summon a vampire variant rather than a death variant here. We have a Seasoned Scallywag, Hit Points, and Indomitable. Decent for tanking. Versus Vicious Buccaneer and Contact Bleed Effect, which ain't too bad either. We'll do the Vicious Buccaneer for these guys because they're going to be fighting in melee a bit to lead the boarding crew. Kind of feels appropriate to me. Go for it. Alright, and then obviously we're going to have you join Airy, because he wanted 2 of these plus 1 of these. Alright, lovely, and that's Airy's army more or less complete, so it's free to go off and do its own thing. I think we'll still take Rakarth's territory with... He went up here. Oh yeah, because he's fighting the other vampirates. Probably still take it with these guys and then loop back around towards Sartosa in these areas with Noctilus. I'm still thinking maybe we actually send both of our non-ship-faring armies, or the armies without ships, all the way up to Albion to fight up there on the land. Because then we won't have to worry about them being self-sufficient and all that. And of course, they have a big old coastline to enjoy while they head up there, so that also makes sense. Anyway, let's see what we got this turn still. Maddie, now you could go up there, or you could do what I was originally planning to have Airy do, which is, I'm looking for islands. Head down here, grab a couple of islands, and then head into the bypass Galleon's graveyard thing. Seems like the thing to do. Alright, let's go pick up a few islands. I was just looking to see whether there were any more islands in here that we missed. I think there was one. Yeah, there was these. Oh, you know what? We could have her take Bone Island as well, potentially. Is she capable of doing that? I guess we'll find out. If it's like a billion enemy armies, it might be a concern for us. But we shall see. Technologies. I guess we leave it. I guess we leave it blank to get the next Dread Admiral up and running, because I don't like how there are troops in this army just sitting there and not doing anything. We need to get them moving. And we're also gonna need to get them some gunnery rights. Also, I think we have enough money to actually set up another pirate cove, regardless of the fact that and try to set up here. Regardless of the fact that it'll cost 5k, it'll be worth it for the additional hero capacity, and I think you can do the same. After you dig, I guess. We'll set one up at the Key of Seftu, right here. So, the rest of this is good. We don't need to set any of these up right now, although the Vampire Fleet Captain thing does tempt me. Oh! That's a question. Wait. Does Maddie need fleet captains? Well, no, technically all the fire units are ranged, so probably not. Probably not. Alright. Diplo. We didn't check it this turn, and we'll have to keep an eye on it. I'm sure the other pirates will want to be trading, but there's no need. Let's do building. Ooh, and we have lots of building stuff available now. So, you're good. You're good-ish for now. How much to upgrade the Forbidden Citadel here? 13k. Yeah, fine. Take it to our first tier 5. It'll be more hero capacities and more infamy gain per turn out of the pirates' hideout. Yes to Helfish Isle. Money. Always with the money. Graveyard, Galleon's graveyard, rather. Gauntlet. Another one of these hordes of booty. Castillo de Estragon. Let's go for... We're gonna have to go for the Palisades. It's not a location that's meant to generate income. It's a military province at the edges of the graveyard. It's actually fairly close to some places here. And I saw that there was this thing here. Is this an actual island? Thantis Tor. Karazhan's Deep. I wonder if that's something interesting. I don't remember this from last time I played the Vampire Coast in Old World when I did Aranessa. Huh. I guess we'll find out. You know what? It's gonna bother me that we have nothing being built here, so we'll do, let's say... Okay, the adjacency stuff won't work, but we could do the Pirate Gallows for the additional growth. Get tier 5 earlier and get the +1 growth for all provinces. Just so that it does... yeah, just do it, just do it. And the empty slots bother me. And everything else isn't super useful to us right now. Alright, let's do that, and then... Okay, well here, it's already maxed out, so that doesn't help us over much. We don't need any of the capacities either. But we'll just do this to fill the space and the +1 growth for all provinces, it's fine. It's a cheap building, and I'd rather have it up and running. Tomb of the First Mates doesn't really need to be up and running, although, wait. It's another 5% recruitment cost reduction. Yeah, just build it. Start on it. And I believe that's it for this turn. Assign skill points, including the research. Do we want to pop off anything here? Still tempted by Curse of Eternal Service for the control bonus, but I think we can forego it for now. Alright, the rest of this is good. Alright, there we are. I am not seeing Rakarth, and hey, a free mysterious island popped up while we're on the way. I wonder if there's an increased spawn rate of islands in the Galleon's graveyard here. Certainly does make me think that we can have a sort of an auto-resolve army just constantly moving around the island. In fact, we'll probably recruit one. You can have power prescience because you're going to be traveling for a while. Campaign line of sight? Sure. And Iron Curse icon as well. You will move towards this fell cargo. And we will also move both of these heroes towards us. So Madeline, Floater, and you can go there. Alright, Noctilus, you can turn off your thing. Go into full speed stance, I guess. Yeah, he seems to be at max range now, which is great. And then go this way. See if there's an island on the way. Before we reach Rakarth. I was actually considering allying with him, but obviously since he declared war on us, well, that's probably not going to happen. Oh, yes, oh, wow, he was doing well. What the heck? Good job, Rakarth, damn. Oh, now he wants peace, eh? In fact, he really wants peace. He's willing to give us 12,000 gold and all that. But it's a pretty nice coastline with all ports out here. I mean, obviously, I don't want to do the same thing I did with Aranessa, where we took all of this territory, although it provides massive amounts of adjacency bonuses because we have so much territory together. But yeah, just limit the amount of territory that we take. Just need enough to, once again, be able to afford the armies, and that we're looking to get. Anyway, that's not an island, and I don't think there's any other islands nearby, so Maddie, go this way. Grab these islands, and then head back around. Trusty Montfort, alright. Alright, here's what we can do. What do we have here? Intriguant, we probably need a brute or whatever, from winning battles. Smuggler, Intriguant, and Murderer, that's it. Defeating an enemy army and wounding, killing an enemy lords. I actually don't know whether this counts, but it is extra loyalty from winning a battle. And this Plunderer gets extra loyalty from... Okay, wait, do we even have any Plunderers? Extra loyalty winning a battle, sacking, and raiding. I was wondering if this would give us extra loyalty from grabbing islands, but it doesn't look like it, so not so much. Alright, fine. Let's... Oh, I actually wanted to check something else. Trusty Montfort, you are a polearm wielder. You have a vast E, and all hands away, and Hornswoggle. The non-polearm variant, the pistol and cutlass variant, also has a Vasti, all hands away, and she has Pyromaniac, which makes sense because it's a pyro. And you have Taunt rather than Hornswoggle. Gun sight, so this increases your range damage capabilities, which means that the sword and pistol is probably inferior to the melee variant, I would say. Because there's nothing else here. The only difference is that you get more power for your range attacks and the other ones get more power for their melee attacks. I was wondering whether they would have something here that would be more range focused as opposed to sort of focusing on them both. Not that it really matters for the auto-resolve army, but I was just curious. What one did we want? Murderer, right? Yes, Murderer. Huh. Deathlore. Oh. No, it's an auto-resolve army. I'm just going to assume that it doesn't matter that much. Let's get you on field. We will also get you immediately a Root Marcher, the Hunger, Spirit Leech, Life Leeching, and Inspiring Presence, and then we'll get you a bunch of hopefully cheap but decent enough for auto-resolve troops just to gather island. In fact, handguns would be good at that. How much does it cost? Okay, you can still recruit stuff rather cheaply. Handguns are at 115. Let's recruit 3 more handguns. I'll definitely put some of them in the army. And let's have you take some of the poorly leveled ones as well as the pistols. Hey, I can have a couple of bombers, why not? And we'll put a few melee troops in your army as well because I think the game won't allow our auto-resolve to work well if we don't. So let's do that and start building some zombie pirate deckhands as well. Like so, just for auto-resolve purposes. And... Mongol Hunter's a little bit expensive for an auto-resolve army. We'll probably give him some artillery of various kinds. Alright, that sounds good. We did the building unless I'm mistaken. Or actually, did we? Was that this turn or last turn? Damn it. Anyway, you are going up to Gloomrack Coast, so keep going this way. Ah, Capitano Sissoko. One of the pieces of 8 is up here. Don't worry, we'll get to you. We'll get to you. It's coming. Let's see, I forgot exactly where it was. Oh, right, it was It's here. You know what? Let's stop by and... Actually, 22.5k. How much is this? 200% cost. Yeah, do it.
We'll send a message. So
There we go. And... Okay, that's in the way. We want the hero capacity. That was a hero capacity one, right? Yes, alright. Hopefully the place doesn't get destroyed. Are these guys at war with anybody near them? Who knows? Alright, and then you can keep on heading down where you were. Alright, those two have moved, and just to double check out, that was not this turn. Okay, so we still do need to build buildings. Whoops. Alright, start with you. Gauntlet to you. We'll definitely go for the meat market, slave pits, and the whatever jetty. You will get money. You will get the lynching post. You will get the lynching post. And you will get the lynching post. Alright, that looks good to me. Skip the research until we get to 2,000, and then once we have at least 2 running around... Oh, wait. Do you have... Okay. 4, alright, so it'll be a little bit. Fair enough. A mission issued. Be at war with Clan Scully. Oh, that's a little bit annoying, considering that they're a trading partner, and admittedly, we don't have a lot of those right now. Grab that fell cargo, would you? Alrighty, and sail to the wreck, and I'll resolve it real quick, and take the... We should heal in our own territory, so hopefully we won't need to, so ransom the captives. Alright, see if we get anything interesting out of that one. No materials, let's see. Darn. Another siren, which will be good as soon as we get that new lord up and running, which with our infamy growing should be reasonably soon. How much do you heal in our own seas as opposed to the ocean outside? Let's find out. You are at 2 and 4. Well, actually, let's see. 26 and 2 versus 26 and 2. Exactly the same amount. Huh. Well, that's quite interesting. Why is it like that? Is it like a, I don't know, like a shipping passage or something? Why can you move like that? Well, not that it matters much. Let's move you guys closer. Then, just out of curiosity, Recurth, I just want to see something. 45, eh? What if we take Cabreros, the capital here, and then trade it to Recurth? We could probably, with that and the peace out, force him into a defensive alliance with us. I wonder if we would be able to force him into breaking his friendship with Norska here. Because it is a nice coastline, it is a lot of ports. But there's a lot of that sort of stuff everywhere. This would protect our nearby territories. Certainly a thought. He's not actually very strong at strength rank 146, so we did destroy one of his armies, admittedly. Although our current type of coves don't generate a lot of money, and we'll need more territory to just generate a bit more cash, though, won't we? And that's the main issue. I still gotta think about it. Ooh, yes, definitely the captain's cabin for you, and then we'll save the rest immediately for more pirates, growth rate, crew growth rate. You can take 3 more zombie pirate gunnery mob handguns, like so. And then we'll have more melee. Let's get one more. Actually, we have one of those. Let's get one more pistol, like so. And let's do some artillery. I guess we could do, you know what? Do 1 Altar of the Abyss. I'm gonna hope that the auto-resolve doesn't try to destroy it, but if this army actually ever needs to fight anything, then it'll be of use. Pirate gunnery mob, and I'm not counting, so let's do, I don't know. 2 Batwing Bombards. They're not much more expensive than regular mortars, but they are also, just out of curiosity, missile strength is roughly the same. Well, one's a tier 2 unit and one's a tier 1. Like that. Let's get a couple of regular mortars in there as well. Okay, just the 1 for now. Alright. Looks good to me. Treasure Hunters. Indiana Groans, you are headed down here somewhere. Oh, no, just go out to sea. Like so, and then Treasure Hunter, are you close enough to, well, not quite to landing, but nearly so. So get ready to do it. Man, you guys have traveled a long way. We'll definitely need to set up more to go elsewhere. And you're on cooldown, yeah? Yeah, that's fine. And that's why we'll need more of them. Which, actually, and Mr. Noctilus, just to the Morngul Haunters right now, though we'll need several of them for our Morngul and Cyrene army. I'm still very much on the fence about whether we should kill these guys or take their territory. Oh. Maybe I'll hold a vote. Maybe I'll hold a vote for this, because I can't decide myself. Grab the Mysterious Island, because once again, we will be able to hold a lot of territory by taking the big ol' island of Albion. Don't necessarily need the stuff here. Fortified Grog, I guess, in case you need to auto-resolve, and then head for the shipwreck here. Grab a few more islands while you're hanging around. And we do want to grab Sartosa down here and whatever other island there is. Alright, I'll hold a vote if we end up doing it next episode. Anyway, let's see. And the vote will be down below if I do hold it, so yeah, please vote. Maddie, ooh, yes, more islands around. I mean, you could go all the way here and grab this one. Oh, it's a shipwreck, though. Wait. Yeah, why not?
Wait for Manslib.
Grab it. And, ooh, where does this go? Maybe we don't send her to Albion. Maybe we send her here. We could have her grab the oil rigs. I like them so much when playing the Chaos Dwarfs. I'm kind of into the idea. And the Dragon Isles are a rich province as well. I'd resolve this, I guess, because it's a waste of our time, I imagine. Ah, alright. Looks like her army does decent at the auto-resolve. I like it. We should still be able to heal at sea so we can keep taking the cash. Anything interesting out of that? Probably just money? Okay, game went all the way over here. Alrighty, and materials at sea, of course. And of course it's Maddie. She's a legendary lord for a reason. That picks that up for us. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's going to be a big boon. Once again, favor of Stromfels is upon us. You will grab the zombie-powered deckhand mob, and I was going to give the hand cannons to the other army. And I guess we're just going to sit here. What's the public order like here? Plus 13, eh? Well, we're not going to trade infamy, so just sit there until we're done with you. Everything else, I believe, is fine. Except you two. I'm not entirely sure whether to move Eri here. I'm a little bit worried that there's another army nearby, even if we do need to send him up the coastline. But he's got to go somewhere. Alright, Eri, you know what? Go into regular stance rather than march. That way we won't be as at risk. And I would like to get the, Madeline Floater in this army too. Like so.
The blood kiss for more crew.
Fallen deckhands.
Oh, lovely. And then, who has the replenishment? It's not you, is it?
All bones on deck.
You have the replenish troops, alright. And, okay, just out of curiosity. I get 1 point in that then. There you go. That helps out nicely. Alright, and building time real quick. I know it's a little bit admin heavy, but once again, it was always going to be so when we spread out and away from our original territories. And that just really hasn't changed. Methan's Locker, let's go for you. Let us also... What would we be? Oh, right, we need to build the Scurvy Dog pits here, right? For the ports, yes. Alright, Galleon's Graveyard is fine, at least for now. We'll upgrade more money pits, and you know what, just get the Dead Pirates Workshop, just so I don't have to see it every damn turn. The rest of that is fine. Alrighty, and we got 15 turns, we can pop this off and get more cash influx. Research available, I know, game, I know, you don't have to keep rubbing it in. That's a lot of Skaven. Oh, Queen Bess like. We'll see. Alright, Nemesis Crown changes hands to Elftown? Okay, well that's interesting. You sir. Noctilus, go grab whatever this is, explore the wreck and obviously how to resolve it, though Maddie's already beaten you to the materials at sea. Don't know if you are gonna be super happy about that, but whatever. Alright, and we were gonna send you down to start... He gets materials at sea as well. Fantastic. Oh, he's got a little bit of a competitive streak, I'm sure. We've got the Scroll of Lycos and the Scroll of Shielding, which we can fuse. Another Pyrotechnic Compound. Beautiful. That'll be enjoyable for Maddie. I don't think we care for these two. We can fuse them into something hopefully better. Aspo. Poison. Good. Fencer's blades, obsidian lodestone, other dragonfire handgun, the talismans of protection once we lose the black pearl false eye. For pretty much every lord, so we're just gonna hold on to those for now. You, Noctilus. Let's move here. And, oh, where is this place? Cabreros, oh, it's all the way out here? Yeah, looks like it. These guys still very much willing to peace out. You know what, maybe we will peace out with them. Maybe... Oh, wait, where is Cabreros? Oh, it's not a port, it's up here, isn't it? Oh, dang. Alright, well then I guess we can take this place and try to peace out with them. Who are they at war with?
Conceivable way, and I shall break you.
Hey, wait, just relax, Ricard. If we join your war against Schmidt's Renegades, it doesn't really do too much for us. I was wondering whether we could go straight into a defensive alliance with him, but doesn't seem to be the case. And there's no landmarks or anything at Magritta. Yeah, anyway, what I was thinking was, who knows how long it'll be until we are able to meet another Dark Elf faction, and there are units we do want from the Dark Elves, even at the cost of the landmark and the money. And I did originally say I wanted to, by and large, mostly be based in the Maelstrom rather than be all over the place, you know? So, yeah, that kind of hasn't changed. Anyway, Maddie, keep looking around for islands for now, at least for a little bit. They've been too valuable. And Airy, you are going north because... Where does this one go? Oh, it goes to the same place. Huh, I think he could meet up with Maddie if he wanted to. Or Maddie could take this one and meet up with him to go to Albion together. Certainly a thought. You know what, go past this, go this way. You have your... Oh, wait, I lied. You need the Johnny Vole. I like the name, though. Alrighty, and then don't move in the march stance, go this way. Oh, you might not heal as much in the Southern Sea as you do at the regular sea, so let's find out. We are at 17-1. Is that Rikarth himself? It is not. Ah, yeah, so you need to be at the actual sea to heal. Alright, stay out there. Beautiful. And loop around, possibly go north. Alright, and I think we're okay. Charles the Brine, are you ready to start auto-resolving? Not quite yet, but nearly there. Get a couple more of those guys. Get the... You don't really need handguns. You've got space for what? 6 more units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I guess 6 will be another mortar. Or should I... You know what? Maybe we'll do use some carronades instead, because who knows? Once again, this army might actually have to fight. We'll do some regular... Ow! The Raystorm Carronades take 1 turn? Fine, we'll do the Raystorm Carronades. I just don't want to spend 2 turns building them. We have regular Carronades in the other army, and this isn't a real army anyway. It's just an auto-resolve force. Oh, speaking of... Fleet Beastmaster versus Fleet Gunnery Master. Neither one of these helps. This needs to be rank 5, though. We could do you. Attrition, casualties reduction, campaign line of sight, and movement for all lords. Character experience gain plus 10, 2 more Fleet Vampire Captains. We could send more out to establish coasts and do stuff. Oh, but you need to be ranked 10 for that one. Fair enough. And this one is going to a specific lord. Alright, fine. Go to Fleet Sailing Admiral. And keep gathering stuff. Hopefully you won't be too weak for it. We shall see. Alright, you stay around there. And if the auto-resolve favors destroying any specific hero or lord units, wow, then we'll go for those ones. What we want to do here is go for plunder. My bad. Where are we here? Where exactly is... Okay, so it's right here, so go right there. Who is this, by the way? This is Scourgeborn, Warriors of Chaos. Oh! We did find another Dark Elf, right here. Alokir Felheart. You are currently at war with Heralds of Ariel and Slayers of Souls. Declare war on both of them. And, oh damn, I was hoping that would allow us to do... How much money do you want for this? 3k. That's a little bit steep. They're never going to sail all the way down to us, so we could feel free to declare war upon them. It's also kind of allied with Chaos, so... Nonetheless, I think it'll be maybe worth it, hopefully. Let's do it. Mission successful, lovely. I didn't even check that we had that. Anyway, Charles the Brine is fine. Deanna groans. I need to check exactly where you're supposed to be going. So it's right, I think it's here. At least I hope so. Go here. Alrighty, Swamp of Terror. Ooh, interesting. I didn't know that they had a settlement there. Anyway, money, and then another end turn. Ooh, yes, you've reached tier 5. Pirate Wharf, definitely. Pirate Fortress, definitely, for the additional hero capacity and infamy per turn. And definitely another buried chest. And then the rest of this stuff is rather useless, unfortunately. We could just build the hidden fences and the other things, or we could just leave it as it is. The adjacency won't work here. And you know what, we'll leave space for the Necrofex Colossus building, because we'll actually want to get it up and running relatively soon. I just don't want to spend 5,000 gold right now, when we have other things to spend it on, or will rather shortly. Let's do you, and let's get another meat market, and then you will get the Barricade of Debris. Yes. Alright. Now once again, just out of curiosity, so if we do this, would you be willing to break your defensive alliance with the World Walkers? Huh, although some Norscan units might actually work nicely with some of our units. Maybe we don't need to attack Norska. He's just willing to do it for peace. How does Norska feel about us, out of curiosity? That's a lot of aversion. We could get them fighting each other, in theory. And ally with these guys instead. Maybe.
Beasts of more wit and honor than you, swine.
Oh, I love Recurth. Anyway, you know what? Let's do that then. Because Noctilus wants to head down to Sartosa and hunt the Pieces of 8. So we'll do... not the non-aggression pact. We'll have you break the alliance. And then we'll join your war against Schmidt's renegades. And then we'll do the non-aggression pact. Wait, would you be willing to break the trade agreement as well? Yes. And then we'll... what about the military access? Break non-aggression pact? No, you don't have any of those. Non-aggression pact with you. There we go. Alright, I don't know if this is going to work out so well, but he is starting to like us this way. And hopefully these two will hate each other enough to fight. And hopefully he doesn't lose to Wulfric, or else... yeah. Alright, we can set up a bunch of pirate coves in his territory, and then as soon as we reach enemy territory, we can come down here and then give it to them. Alright. I think that makes the most sense. So, let's end the turn and let's keep on going. I think try to get at least one more battle going this episode, as we've been a little bit admin heavy, but it'll be worth it. Ah, the materials at sea, especially. Alright, there we go. Now, Airy, these guys are sort of our friends now, and they will get friendlier, especially if we give them Wulfric's territories. So, we got a foe for you as you head up to Albion. So, start moving this way. This is contested, and you probably won't heal as much here. Can you do this in the sea? Oh, no you can't. Huh, this is the edge of the map? Curious, I thought you'd be able to go in the Great Ocean, but whatever. Alright, that's fine. You can be a literal ship now and travel the coastline. Yes. Alright, so that one's good. Noctilus, you... we could have... they are not as friendly anymore as they used to be. He's got 14 settlements. Oh, wow. I did not expect he had anywhere near that kind of level of settlements. Damn, he's got a heck of a coastline to his name. But yeah, we could raise a few locations and get 500 infamy per territory raised. It's probably going to be more worth it. So, who are you currently at war with? Schmidt's Renegades, Bilbali, and Vizaya. We can't ask Schmidt's Renegades to... actually, we have to, because he might force Clan Carrion into a fight. And you know what? We can grab Wulfric's defeat rate for ourselves. Why not? Alright, fine. We'll ask Schmidt's Renegades for this. No, we won't, because, yeah, okay, well then I guess we'll be at war with Clan Carrion as well, at least temporarily. Hopefully Rekarth isn't too unfriendly about it, but whatever. I mean, I guess we could capture this and trade it to him so he gets the entire province. Go for it. Go for it, Noctilus. You were always going to move up this, move up and around this coastline, so why not keep doing that? That'll be a few fights for you. Not this one, obviously, because it's a waste of our time, but anyway. Take this location rather than raise it, but we'll raise the ones after this territory. I just want to make sure that we transfer said territory off to Rekarth, who will probably... Whoa, I didn't mean to declare war. Yeah, we'll be able to get agreements going with him, so that'll be worth it. And I'm sure that this guy will probably take some of them back, but it is what it is. Alrighty, next up, Maddie.
By our
who found us those materials. Let's see, grab the mysterious island, and then grab a few more islands. Army will perform better in battle. Yeah, sure, why not? And then grab this one as well. Potion of Strength and the Bloody Red Spot for your army. I don't think we're going to attack the rats or Nakari here, because Nakari does like us. His sort of factions units don't really go too well with ours, but that's fine. Heavy iron, good. It'll make it easier to auto-resolve any other irons. Anyway, now it's time to head back up this way. And grab a few more of these irons, or even just go to the sea lanes right now and start moving towards conquest and plunder and whatnot. Speaking of, because Charles de Bruyne will be ready next turn, let's do that, and you will have 2 more spaces, and that'll be your auto-resolve army, and hopefully that'll be enough to gather islands, all within this location. Alright, treasure hunter. Let's pick up this treasure, and then let's head back southward. I wonder if we can find Silostra up here. Dig, Executioner's X, and free 10,000 gold and 150 infamy. Are we at 2,000? So close. We need one more little bit of infamy, and that'll do it for us. You can get it by digging here, hopefully next turn. And then that'll be another legendary lord, which means we can make sure that this army is up and running. Ooh, also, pirate crew growth rate. We will also want to get... Actually, well, that was the critical thing. Yeah. The ranged army is up next. Let me just see here. You have the 4 deck gunners and the 2 hand cannons, as well as rifles. I think we want some flyers in this army as well. We don't have the capacity to build them as yet, or the ability to build them, unfortunately. Oh, you can have some running Promethean gunnery mobs, I think. You can build crabs, right? And just to sort of defend the flanks. Oh, we got 2 more turns until we can build them. You know what? Get at least 1 Altar of the Abyss, because even if it's a ranged army, it does provide missile resistance nearby. And the rest will be fine. Boarding crew are technically ranged, so they could serve as melee troops for the army as needed. Yeah, okay, so here's what I want to check. Objectives, no. Techs. So there are 2 things, Powder Monkey, zombie pirate gunnery mobs, and deck droppers. Meaning, it doesn't increase the power of deck gunners, just guns and deck droppers. And then there's another one, so this. Zombie pirate gunnery mobs and deck droppers as well. Aha. So yeah, so this has to be a separate army. So deck droppers and handguns and hand cannons. Okay. Then we're going to separate this into 2 armies, possibly without deck gunners. I mean, I guess we could put 2 in there, in theory. Which means we'll want more hand cannons. Alright. Prepping that one to go, and we'll send that one out to the sea lane, maybe to the Dragon Isles or something. Probably the best way to do it. Alright, and oh my lord, this episode's running along. I was hoping to get another battle going, another proper battle, I mean. I'll give it 1 more turn, maybe, to try to find one. This one will be worth it. Oh, we'll be just out of range of it, though. Well, there's some decent stuff in there. Maybe we'll get even more stuff as we move closer. Also, build that Trident launcher, would you? Alright. Skip, and turn. It looks like the game will indeed oblige and send us a full stack. Can we reach it? Looks like yes, we can. And I think we shall. So, mission issued. There's probably other stuff to do, but considering how out of time we are, we'll probably just do the fight. We can also send Airy. Let's say, well, let's risk the march stance and hope that there isn't a full stack here. Send him to Muros, and, Oh, it's almost like Rakartha's moving towards him. If we can get them to declare war on him, that would allow him to take this and get a bigger territory going. Trade Havea. He's certainly not unwilling to do the trade agreement thing. Join war against World Walkers. 6.4. Ooh, not quite, eh? Not quite. Wait, is this territory... Where's the other ones? Magritta and Malena. Oh, so we're not up here. That one would probably be worth it. We could reach it in 1 turn, but I just can't say no to the battle, so the battle it shall be. Go. We'll deal with the other stuff after. Oh, maybe these guys will be weaker by virtue of losing. Oh, fairly decent stack here. Love it. I love it. Pyrrhic victory, medium casualties. I don't think so, but especially with these guys in march stance, and we do have to watch out for those spear barrages in our fragile, admittedly, artillery, but nonetheless, go. Alright, here we go. Just a couple more battles with Noctilus's army in its current form. As it currently is, it is... I like the way that it's changed over time. Obviously, the army started off with rotting Promethean gunnery mobs and rotting Promethean gunnery mob handgun units, and that kind of fire superiority. We've switched to artillery superiority, and we'll soon switch to melee and necrofex superiority as well. But for now, we'll have to enjoy the artillery against these poor Norskins who probably weren't expecting this. Rakarth kind of drew us towards them, and it screwed the Norskins over. Anyway, our single targets are starting off on the enemy feral manticores, or single fire cannons, starting off on the enemy feral manticores with a little bit of help from Noctilus and his other Necrofex Colossus, who are trying to fire away at the Norse controls in the lines below. The enemy piles of infantry are getting bombarded by bats, although this is probably not a great matchup for the bombards because, as we can see, they've been firing for a minute straight and have done, what, 15-20% damage to the Marauder Berserkers. A loose formation on the Berserkers, plus they have Weather the Storm, which is going to give them that missile resistance plus 20%, so 40% between the missile and physical, on top of being in a loose formation, which does explain why they're not doing as well. Queen Bess, a little bit better, as trying to focus down the Marauder Hunters with Javelins, who admittedly are also in loose formations, but she's going to hit a lot harder than the Batwing Bombards. But they're just so fun to watch, aren't they? I absolutely love this unit. I don't think I can play without this mod now, and I hope that when we get updates, that mod will continue to receive them. And I think these are nice, very nice additions to the roster. And I can't wait to see them in combination with our other artillery pieces, as in regular mortars and carronades, as we'll be combining them in our artillery-focused army as well. Anyway, looks like the enemy is very annoyed now and moving towards us, though continuing to take bat after bat to the face, which ain't so great. And let's see, 2 enemy units have been wiped out. Actually, less than I thought. We'll see if they are able to close the distance. Over on the right flank, the enemy will charge towards us with Marauder horses, as well as some, I wanted to say scurvy dogs, but Norscan warhounds. We're going to head towards them ourselves. The Norscan warhounds will be it's the Beasts of Tashnar with their anti-large. Gotta be careful with the Altar of the Abyss, whose texture is now not broken. Also, I don't know. Anyway, the Altar of the Abyss together with the Depth Guard with their anti-large are going to, unfortunately, I think, wait. The Beasts of Tashnar count as large units? Nope, small units. Well, it doesn't really matter. They'll get obliterated. These are Depth Guard after all. And they have a little bit of extra armor from the supporting Altar of the Abyss. So that works out nicely. The Marauder Horsemen, instead, we gave chase to by the Morngul Haunter, because it can slow them down by a combination of the Chilling Aura and Poison. So good luck to the Marauder Horses in terms of getting away. The rest of the enemy army continues to move towards us, but they're trying to dodge the artillery fire, and that is always a bad idea. Well, that's not really, but in some situations like this one, it is a bad idea. Bad idea. The main thing is sometimes you can use your artillery as not to do damage, but to act as area denial, in the sense of forcing the AI to attempt to dodge it and thus keeping units back. If you do it to specific units, you can sometimes separate the army of the AI by cutting it in two, keeping enemy units that are attempting to dodge artillery fire away from the main fight, and thus allowing you to divide, conquer, and destroy the rest of the enemy forces. Anyway, just a couple of seconds of action by the looks of it between the Depth Guard with twin axes and the Berserkers with twin axes, but they get obliterated pretty much as soon as they arrive by artillery fire, and those that want to continue fighting will get trapped by a unit of zombies summoned directly behind them by Noctilus, and then torn apart by the Depth Guard. And with that, by the looks of it, the Norscan army is defeated and will book it on out of there, though still impressed that the Marauder Berserkers were able to take artillery fire for 3 minutes straight and suffer little enough damage. It did take quite a lot of effort to damage them with all those resistances they have. Just as a comparison to the zombies where we fought the 3 stacks of the other Vampire Coast units. So, yeah. Anyway, a lovely little fight, and probably we'll get a couple more against Wulfric's Norska faction before we head southward to Sartosa. All right, there we go. Not too bad at all. The enemy had no real chance whatsoever. The artillery's position was just too good. And don't worry, for those of you who are sick of seeing the artillery obliterate the enemy, at least in Noctilus's army, Noctilus is very much close to splitting the artillery off into an artillery-focused army with deck gunners and just all the different types of artillery types led by Queen Bess and whoever. And Noctilus will just need to build his other depth guard and Necrofex Colossi. In fact, I think we'll do that next episode. Just where we've started to get money again, and we're probably just about ready to split him off, especially since he does have capacity for 4 more depth guard. And, okay, can go for Almagora here. And of course, you're going to run, you little coward. And let's see here. Ooh, wait, Banner of Swiftness. That was a nice pickup. That can go to Maddie because she can put it on the Gallows Giant. Lovely. All right, anyway, as I was saying, we just need capacity for 2 more Necrofexes, which we can acquire by building them in our tier 5. Since we just got one, so that's Volcano Belt. Why not? We have materials at sea. The thing is never going to be cheaper, and we'll build those at the same time as depth guard next episode for Noctilus. I guess we can also probably start moving towards increasing the capacity for the rotting leviathans, simply because ooh, we also do need the flyer thing though. Oh. We have been wanting some handgunners, admittedly. Well, we do want the same thing at the Seamaw. It's going to be a while before it levels up to the necessary tier. And ooh, wow, you are ready to upgrade to Dead Part Stronghold as well. I'm glad I looked here. Yeah, you know what? Let's do the flyers here. Let's do the giant feeding cavern. And just for capacity and just to have these guys up and running ASAP. And because we want that handgunner and deck dropper army up and running, we also want a separate flyer army, and then we want an artillery army and a mixed ranged army, as there's definitely stuff to do. Also, Charles Brine, oh, you are ready to move, so let's grab your 2 Wraith Storm Carronades, because they only took that 1 turn to build, and go for this island. And just start gathering. This guy's going to be permanently stationed in the Galleon's graveyard area, just gathering up all the islands at sea. And then Maddie, how close are you to Bone Island? You know what? Bone Island, this is a giggle, is where you're headed off to. We were going to grab this with Noctilus, but it's far enough away that he'd rather go to Sartosa through the Pyron's Current instead. So Bone Island will be the location for you. And we could send the little patroller army to grab these little islands near the Galleon's graveyard itself. I think that's the best way to do it. And this way she'll get her first fight the next episode. Also, Noctis, so that I don't forget you, grab Almagora, which will damage you, but this isn't worth fighting, so I'm just going to hope that you can heal up nicely. Walking Dutchman got hurt, but it is what it is. And we will I didn't check. Do we transfer this place? Well, it's a lot of... You know what? Occupied for now. We might transfer this place as well. And you know what? If we're going to transfer it anyways, collect income, I just want to make sure that we can get this guy to declare war. So, you know what? The easiest way to do that is by building military buildings, and this place will be worth a lot to Rakarth. And just force him to fight Wulfric. Alright, so first of all... Just out of curiosity, Almagora, there we go, and it's worth a military alliance as well. Now, what if we transfer you Havea? Now will you join war against Worldwalkers? Still no. Alright, fine. We'll just do the trade agreement and take all your money. Although making him poorer probably won't make it easier for him to occupy stuff, but whatever. Huh. I'm just wondering if this immediately gives him access to... Wait. And we might still be able to do that this episode. If you go here, and you transfer Almagora, and then it's basically the entire cost of the military alliance. Which is fine, don't get me wrong, but okay, we'll wait for it next turn. You heal there for the turn, we'll transfer you Havea right now because we weren't looking to keep it. Trade agreement and money. Like so. There we go, that's another location for you, Ricarthi, and that'll make him like us more and hopefully not be friendly, even more unfriendly with these guys. Then we... Wait, did I already dig this up? I don't even remember anymore. Let's see. Yes, okay, so we just need to start moving out there. Okay, fine, fair enough. Well, you probably travel a lot faster via the sea, so head out to sea again. Alright, anyway, we are out of time, guys. We are way out of time. I'm just having so much fun, sort of like an adventure campaign, you know, without having to worry about taking too much territory. I'm really enjoying it. And next episode, we will hopefully get both of our new armies fighting and hopefully split off Count Noctilus' army as we head him southward towards Sartosa and the 3 pieces of 8 that are there. We probably won't be able to get all 3 of them next episode, but I'm sure we'll get at least one, depending on how long the fights with these guys take. And ooh, wait, did we reach 2000 infamy? We did reach 2000 infamy. So just so I don't forget, let's get Two Toes Adley and her range increasing capabilities on field. I haven't decided which of the armies is going to get that, but it'll certainly be one of the various range armies, and then the other 2 will lead melee armies because we got lots of plans for those as well. Anyway, more vampire coast to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially to Threshold for the longer episodes. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.